Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap on the Boomer Bust channel, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today we got a bye week, so I want to talk about where we're feeling right now with our Chicago Bears. Again, the week is off for us, so a little disappointing. Bye weeks aren't always fun. It's cool though, kind of get some extra stuff done. I'm still gonna watch football, but I don't have to lock into the Bears game, so I can get some extra stuff done this weekend. But it's still sad. So I figured we still want to have a conversation. Bears fans always want to talk. I want to talk. So let's have that conversation. What are you feeling with your Chicago Bears? And so for me, I'm going to go ahead and just give my opinion, but definitely looking forward to the conversation in the comments. So let's start off with this. Record-wise, we're 3-1 going into the bye. Now, if you look at the predictions I had before the season, I actually had us 3-1 in the bye. I'm actually kind of 4 for 4. I had us losing to the Packers and winning the rest, so that's kind of where we are. Of course, I didn't have us blowing out the Bucs. I did have us beating the Bucs, and I thought the quarterback situation might play a factor in that. Of course, Fitzpatrick was a lot better than anyone knew he would be. And then, that game, the offense exploded. So, but still pretty on par with what I've had so far. So that's exciting. But if you even look before the predictions, when I was talking about my expectations for the offense, if you watch that video, you can see I pointed out 3 key stats that I would look at for the offense. Number 1 is time of possession. And we were 31st last year. And I was saying how I wanted to be in the top 20 for all these stats, really. But I said, if we look at time possession, we'll really understand if our offense is making a difference where we're holding the ball when controlling the game. So if you look from where we were at 31st, we're number 4 in time of possession so far this year. So that already shows a huge leap of success where we're sustaining drives and we're keeping the ball, we're making plays, and our defense isn't on the field all the time. So, like I said, top 5 in time of possession. That's incredible. Just the first 4 weeks, but that shows you where we are right now. The other key stat related to that is third down conversions per game. So, how many third downs are we converting per game? And right now, the Bears are number 14, I believe, in the league in third downs per game. So, again, talking about sustaining drives. As opposed to last year where we're in the bottom barrel of the NFL. We're actually converting third downs. We're keeping drives alive, which of course adds to your time of possession. So even though we know Trubisky had his rough start, he wasn't doing exactly what we wanted. We still see that we're doing better than last year in terms of keeping drives alive. Now what I will say is that up into that Bucs game, we saw a whole bunch of problems with third and short, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, even 4th and short. And I was wondering how that trend would go. Of course, with the Bucs, we didn't have any problems, but we'll see throughout the year if that's still an issue because we're top 5 in time possession, which is nice, but we're only, top 15 in third downs converted, which against last year, it's a totally different ball game. So I, definitely recognize and praise that. But still, there's something to strive for, especially if we got teased with that offense against Tampa Bay. If we want something like that, then we got to start looking at being, top 10, top 7 in third downs converted. And we can't let those 3rd and 1s, we can't mismanage the clock. And we can't, let those stop us, but we're doing well. And then the last key stat that I wanted to have was red zone attempts, or basically attempts at scoring. And right now we are number 12. I might have that one in the third down flip, but we're either 12 or 14 in red zone attempts. So again, how many trips to the red zone do you have a game? Now, that's still top 15, so room to get better. But again, as opposed to last year where we were really low in the league, we've had significant improvements. So again, I'm not a big stats guy, but I had to throw the stats out here because those are the stats I identify, but that helps you realize what evolution we had so far. When we're talking about being 30th, 31st, 32nd in categories like this, and now being in top 5, top 15, it shows you the dramatic shift we've had in what we've been doing with the offense so far. Now, it'd be interesting if you want to say, hey, let's look at that before the Tampa Bay game. Fine. I'm not a stats guy. I like stats. I can read them, and we could dig into them and play around with them, so you could go look at them if you want. I'm sure before the Tampa Bay game, the numbers might be different, but I'm just saying where we are right now. So the 3 things that I was looking at the offense, they have definitely improved. And I asked for top 20, and I got top 15 in all of them at least. So I can't really complain that much about that. As far as the offense qualitative, just kind of looking at the team, the eyeball test, we had the Trubisky conversation multiple times, so, we can continue to have that. But overall, I like what I'm seeing. I feel like I've said it each week. We just seem to be a lot more efficient. We got guys that can get open. Now Trubisky has to make the right decision to get it to him, but we got guys that can get open. A lot of the perimeter stuff we want to do, the misdirection stuff, has been great for Tariq Cohen. He's really been taking over. But I think all our weapons are kind of showing. And we're showing teams that you can't just focus up on one person, because then we'll hit you with somebody else. And that's ultimately what you want. You want to have defenses have to account for more than one thing and not just lock down on one thing and be able to stop you. So as long as we stay versatile that way, that can only help us. Yeah, that's pretty much for the offense, to be honest with you. The offensive line, that is another thing. The James Daniels thing, I just wish he was starting. I'm sorry. Cush isn't terrible. Whitehair's solid at center. I just put Daniels at center. Put Whitehair left guard. Why so hard? I don't know. But as I said last game, big shout out to Charles Leno. He's doing good work. He's not amazing. He's not a Pro Bowl. He's doing good work, and we crap on him when he's bad, but we gotta give him praise when he's doing good work. Going over to the defense, it's a monster. My expectations was totally different because that was before we had Khalil Mack. But since Khalil Mack coming here, I think it's been pretty straightforward with what I guessed in the predictions. He changes the dynamic. He puts people in position to look a lot better than they have been. But we still need compliments to him, and that's what I'm waiting on. But as far as defense, we're number 1 in sacks per game. Most people know that. We are number 4 in turnovers per game, or takeaways per game, I believe. So a lot of that actually has to do with the fumbles we've been getting, but we've been getting some interceptions too. And you know what? That's fine. Leonard Floyd tipping the pass and causing an interception, or someone tipping this, that's fine. I mean, as an individual player, I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of praise because you intercepted a tip pass. But as a team, that's what you want. You want somebody making a play, and you want somebody or forcing a mistake, and you want somebody capitalizing off that mistake. So as a team, yes, clap that up. However we get it, we get it. But as an individual player, sometimes I don't give players all the credit for that type of stuff. But as a unit, yes, good job. We're creating turnovers and a lot of fumbles with the sacks, and the tip interception, stuff like that. So we're up there in sacks, of course, contributed to Khalil Mack. And we up there in takeaways. And, forgive me, I completely lost the numbers. Oh, it was too many numbers. I knew it was going to happen. But, in past, total yards per game, I believe we're number 4 also. And then total points per game, we are number 3 is what I want to say. So you can fact check me on those, but I know those within the range. I might flip the number somewhere. But overall, the story is our defense has been really good overall. And I've said the same things. Do you want stats, or do you want to win when it's time to win? And for me, I want to win when it's time to win. So it's not that I don't know the stats. It's not that I don't understand that we're doing really well statistically. It's that I'm still looking at the things we can improve and the things that I know are going to hurt us when we play really good teams. And so every week you hear me talk about those things, don't think it's because I don't know the stats or I don't appreciate the stats. It's just that there's more to it than that. But so if you look at the numbers, though, we're doing really well. Khalil Mack, and I talked about this with Tampa, has gave us a reason to be really creative with some stuff. And I think we would have had he not been here because we don't have a pass rush. But he's been creative in helping out people with the stunts, taking all the attention so Leonard Floyd could get open or so somebody else could loop around and get open. You know, rushing Mack and Floyd on the same side on 3rd and long and doing some stunts. All these different things that we can play around and do because we have Khalil Mack. And also to that point, really helping the secondary out. Some people were saying that Kyle Fuller has been really good this year. I don't agree. I think he's been solid, pretty, average, above average. He's been doing what I expected him to do, but he's not locking anybody down. Again, our safety play has been a lot, I wouldn't say like super a lot, but a little bit better than it was last year, which it was pretty good last year. So even better this year. So that helps. And then Khalil Mack helps. So you're talking about Kyle Fuller and those guys like really being able to play within a system that works for them. But he's not some individual lockdown talent. So let's not go there. Has he been solid? Yes, he has. Has he been really good? I don't think I would say that. But overall, I think our unit is just really gelling well. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Eddie Jackson. It just all feels kind of good. So going forward, I'm sticking to the predictions I made in the offseason. What's the point of doing predictions if I'm going to just change them? So I'm going to stick to whatever I said in the offseason. But just going forward and what I'm looking for, I think teams understand we are somebody to be reckoned with on defense and that they're going to have to game plan and scheme us specifically if they want to win because they can't play straight up and win. They're going to have to scheme us and attack certain things. And so I'm looking forward to the challenge the defense is going to get after this bye week where people are really going to start throwing curveballs at us. And we're aggressive, so I expect some screens, some misdirection, maybe stuff like that. But it'll be interesting. And it'll be interesting to continue to see Leonard Floyd, Roy Robert Harris to see if they show up and add some pass rush. But honestly, if Max stays healthy, I don't see much difference. And I think Roquan and Trevathan are just getting better and better together. They're not, Trevathan's doing, of course, what he does. Roquan isn't like putting up crazy numbers, but I think each game I see him being a little more comfortable, and we just have so much range when those two are on the field. And it's nice to get in 3rd and longs or different things where we can bring in Kwiatkowski to give it a break and, throw something different out there. So that'll be interesting then to continue to see what Prince does when he comes back. All interesting. And then going forward, it's all about Trubisky. To be honest, we know we've had this conversation. It's all about Trubisky. To this point, we had 4 games. People kind of saw 2 sides of Trubisky, and now everybody's wondering what we're going to get for the rest of the season. To me, I don't think it's going to be consistent. I don't think every game he's going to be either bad Trubisky or great Trubisky. I think the matchup's going to matter. And each week he's going to give us something because I just don't see he's consistent. I think it's just going to be a little different each week. But overall, I'm happy with the Bears. I really like Nagy's offensive mind. I think had he had to pick his own defense and be involved more with that, it would have been a disaster. I honestly, not a disaster. I just think we would have looked like kind of what people thought we would have looked like as a first-year head coach type team. But I think you can really see that he has his attention on the offense, and we're able to do a lot more things because of that. His game management, clock management still needs to get better. But overall, I think what he has brought to the offense and using these guys' skill set instead of forcing them into something, I think that has been really strong. I can't speak about his tutoring of Mitchell Trubisky. I honestly don't know how involved they are with that, but I can't say that has shined as much, but I think his offensive part has shined as much. And I think he has energy, and I think the team likes that. I don't know the Nagy staple yet, or the stamp that he puts on this team yet, because I haven't, as you watch more and see training camp, see behind the scenes, see practices, hear press conferences, you get more of an idea. So I don't know yet, but right now I'm happy with the hire, and I'm happy with I'm happy with the Khalil Mack trade. I'll say that. I'm not gonna get back into that, but anyway, that's my thoughts. Go to the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking about the Chicago Bears right now. Share this around, please. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. That's crazy. I'll talk about that if we pass that, but that's crazy. We're almost there. So share it around. I want all the Bears fans, to come be better Bears fans and have these conversations. Spread around so the convo can get started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.